What a difference a day makes. Yesterday it was in the 70s. This morning I left the house and my wife said it was 39. So pretty good shock on the old system. Getting ready. Yesterday we got the back header beam, whatever you want to call it, completed. And today we're going to cut the post off and try to get the front beam set. There's a mark right up there. If I cut that post off right there, and I cut that post off right there, and if I cut this post off right there, that line's level all the way through. Now, put a 2x6 plate on here, set my truss right here, put another 2x6 plate on here, and then the top of that plate, from that point right there, is 36 inches higher than the top of that beam back there, thus giving me a 3/12 pitch. Bam! This right here, the going flat is called the run. Where it goes up is called the rise. It's denoted on a set of blueprints like this. This is the rise, and this is the run. So if this were on a set of blueprints, and I want to have a 3 and 12, this would be a 3 over here at the rise, and for the run would be a 12. Okay, so for every 12 inches that it comes from this point to this point, this rafter here is going up 3 inches. Okay, you with me so far? Good. Measure twice, cut once. As you can see, the kid needed a helping hand, so We got one. Very good. You know, sometimes you just don't know until you try. Well, I got the plate up there, and I think I'm ready for this truss. And I think I've got it rigged enough to where I can set it up there. Sort of have a plan. I've tried to think through it. All I know is we just have to give it a try and see. I think it's going to work. Yeah, what made a bit of an issue having that metal post under there, but I had to have it. But that prevented me from being able to just drive right up under there. All right, I think we're free of the tractor now. Let's get it out of the way and see where we are. Well, you gotta sort of love it when a plan comes together. We're not totally there yet, but at least we got our span covered. Again, now what is the span? From the outside of this post to the middle of that post is 20 foot 9 inches. So we got 20 feet in the clear from this middle post to this end post. Once I get that bottom plate screwed up, then I'll be able to remove this temporary post here in the middle, and the next one I should be able to drive right in there, set up there, clamp it together, screw it together, be pretty much done with it. Well, I'm gonna put a third 2x4 on the outside because the posts are 6 inches wide if I was to put some sheeting or something on it. We're done with this now. How we looking, guys? Pretty good? I think so. truth be known, probably, I don't know. I mean, it's sort of a 6 of one, half a dozen of another, you know what I'm saying? Whether, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, maybe it's about the same. Doing either this truss or putting a beam. I know this, if you're working by yourself, this truss system is the way to go. Even if you don't have the equipment to lay it up there, I could have set one in on the ladder, or I could have put all kinds of ways to get that up there. For example, I have set beams where you put a stick on here, a stick on here, a stick on here, and you just ladder it up on each end. You go up one way on one end and up another, up another, up another, up another, and then you set it up there. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a day. I'll get the rest of that done. Probably pull a line on it, brace it off, get it good and straight, and be ready for some rafters. Listen, you know, I'll see you in the morning. I'm getting ready to put this top plate on here, like the top plate that's on the back one. I just wanted to show you again, this is how I do layout. This outside edge and this right here is the same as this right here, which lines up with right here. So if I want to put a brace on the inside of this, rafter, I can do that. And then I start at this line right here, which is the same on the front as this line. I go 24 inches, put my X on this side, so the rafter is going to sit on this side. And then from here to that line's 24 X. From that line to this line is 24, and so on. So that's how you lay out on 2-foot centers. I know 99.786% of you know that. But there's that 0.14% that may not. And I did that for you guys. said, I got to thinking about it this morning. A lot that has to do with carpentry is you figure it out when you get there, okay? And it's just, I can't hardly explain it. It's just like you have an aptitude for it. And you, like I say, you figure it out when you get there. It's like a mechanic. Sometimes he just has the old ear meter and he can hear things. He can sense things. I don't know, but so there's a lot. If you watch a carpenter do stuff, you say, how does he know to do that, or what's he doing, or figure. He's flying by the seat of his pants a lot of times, but he's following his instinct, his inclination, and all it is just problem solving. That's all construction is, and carpentry is. It's just problem solving. And it's really not problems. It's fun stuff, but that's what you're doing. In the past few videos that I've made, I've given a few pro tips, but I want to shoot very straight with you. And in my humble opinion, I don't think I'm wrong on this one, but I could be. But in my humble opinion, this would be the best pro tip that I've ever given, and the best pro tip you probably ever heard. That may be a little bit exaggeration, but it is a good one. Before you go flying into building something, and even when you're in the middle of building something and you got a situation, take the time to step back and study it, okay? The answer may be as obvious as anything, but sometimes when you sit back and study something, you know, there's 3 or 4 ways a lot of times of doing something, and you'll get the same end result. And that's a good thing. But there may be one way out of those 3 or 4 that is the best, easiest, most economical, quickest, safest. That it's just the best way all around of the 3 or 4 options that you have. So don't, grab you a RC Cola and a moon pie, sit back a minute just like I'm doing right now. Got me a bottle of water here. Sit back and study it. And you might see something that you hadn't seen before, and you say, why didn't I think of that? Well, it's because you probably didn't give time to think about it. Anyway, I need some little specialty studs to go over this end. When you're making several pieces of something, what I usually do is just put an X on my pattern. This was the first one I marked. And then I'll cut all the other ones off of the pattern. Most people do that, I think. I won't bore you with cutting all of these, but just thought it might be something to be interesting. I guess I could just go ahead and show you where these are going to go while I'm at it, while I got you here. They're just going to stand right up here, okay, as studs. I mean, what I was talking about earlier, I'll shoot straight with you. I didn't have any clue how I was going to finish this end out. I knew I was going to have more space here than what I had down at the trusses, but I didn't. Well, I didn't lose any sleep over it either, because I knew once I got to it, and you might be curious to know if it's level. I certainly am. I'm not going to bring you up here, but just take my word for it. If it was any better, I absolutely couldn't stand it. Oh, you don't trust me? Okay, put it back up here. Let me bring you in here. Always at one in the crowd that says, "Oh, he's just saying that." What do you think? I believe that's what we're looking for. Just to give you a little opinion of where I think that we are, I think we're probably a little bit over the halfway point. And let me hasten to say, because I know there's going to be probably several that's going to say, "Well, why didn't you do it like this or do it like that and do it like this?" If you'll go back and watch the videos, you'll see why I've done it the way I've done it, okay? And I fully know that there's a million different ways, but this I think's worked out pretty good for me. Anyway, where we are, we've got the beam set, and let me go back over the dimensions a little bit, because people always want to know, how big is your shed? What are you looking at? It is 30 feet from the outside of that post to the outside of that post. Overhang to overhang, I think it's going to be plus or minus right around 33 feet, which is 11 pieces of 3 foot wide AG10, okay? The back side, well, let me stay here on the front a minute. From the inside of this post here in the middle to the inside of this post is clear 20-foot span, okay? And I would not have to, don't have to put knee braces in there, but for looks, probably going to. But it also, more than giving support to the trusses, what the knee braces do is give support to the post and takes that sideways play out of it. So that's why I will be putting knee braces in. Then the back side from the grade to the bottom of the header is 84 inches. And you know what? I didn't measure from the grade to the bottom of this one. I think it's 9 feet. I think it's 9 feet forward. Don't quote me on that. I'll get back with you. Maybe I'll measure it and leave it in the description. How's that? But I think it's 9 feet forward to the bottom. And that truss there is, the total on it, counting the top plate and the bottom plate, is 18 inches. The truss itself is 16 and a quarter, something like that. So those are the basic dimensions. Somebody asked me, was I going to put sides on it? No, I might put a side back there on that side where the saw head sits, but I'll leave that open on that end because that's where I exit my slabs out the back. If you've ever watched any of my Sawmill videos, you know that's my modus operandi, so I don't have to handle those, lift those slabs, you know, I just roll them out a roller table. But anyway, going to try to, it's going to be a new game for me, a new way of doing things, and things may change. That's very possible. So that's where we are. I was hoping to cut a rafter, but the sun's getting low in the sky, and the kids ready to go find some dinner. Hey, I appreciate you joining me, and listen, well, I won't see you in the morning, but I'll see you in the next one.